I'm now joined by Tourism Business Council of South Africa's Chief Executive, Tshifhiwa Tshivhengwa, who is engaging on various levels on these developments. And I suppose the U.S. lifting those restrictions, the importance of this for South Africa is quite vast.
Yes, absolutely. I think what the U.S. have done is to show that they study the science behind this. They understand what's going on here in South Africa in terms of the dominant variant. And, it's a progressive move that they've done, same as Germany and many other countries. The UK is the only country right now, as part of our source markets, that still has this, red listing of South Africa. And we don't believe that is justifiable. And we have been engaging with the UK for quite a number of months, talking about, from the Beta variant to changing into the Delta variant. And we have tried to show that in South Africa, the dominant variant is no longer the Beta variant. And therefore, there has never been any study that shows that, the vaccines that we have are weak when it comes to the Beta variant. So it's rather disappointing that the UK is not following any scientific evidence. It's starting to sound like it's a political or economic decision that's been made. And we have been calling for the UK to really reconsider its decision. We cannot wait for the next 3 weeks to hear where we stand. I do believe that there's strong ties between the two countries. We need to solve this matter as an urgent matter, and we need to go back to business of tourism and business of investment and a business of, exchanging, our cultures and food and many different things that we've always done over many, many years.
Right. And I mean, contrary to what you're saying, we spoke to the acting High Commissioner to South Africa from the UK, and he indicated that it was just about the science and that it was nothing political. But as we approach the festive season, we do remain on that red list. And of course, this is going to have some dire impact on the country's tourism sector. As we know, this is our summer months, their winter months. It's a time for us to really grow the GDP through the tourism of our European travelers.
No, absolutely. Look, the UK is one of our top source markets. Well, actually, it is the top source market if you go pre-pandemic. Followed by USA and Germany. So it is important to our country. And it's more than just tourism. You've got a lot of people who have family ties across, these two countries. The visiting friends and relatives market, events, investments, and many other things that we do with the UK. So it is rather devastating for us to hear that we are not removed from the red list and to hear that, it's only about the Beta variant, of which it's no longer dominant variant here in South Africa. The Delta variant across the entire African continent is the dominant variant, which is the same variant that's there in the UK. So I'm reluctant to believe that, it's all about the Beta variant that's still present here. If it's present here, it's present in many other countries. What we did here is to identify it and sequence it and say, well, this is what we've found through our, scientific community that does brilliant work. So it can't be that we're still talking about the Beta variant. I don't think that it's fair that we're being taken back to talk about this issue when we don't need to be taken back to talk about this issue. Even if it's scientists who are saying it, let them write papers. Let's see, show us this evidence that says that this Beta variant, it's stronger than the vaccines that we have, it's evasive, or whatever it is that they're saying. Show us the evidence so that we can also understand. I think that is beyond that because, what we've been saying is beyond, the issue of the variants.
Tshifhiwa, do you think that there's been enough government intervention in terms of showing the UK government that SA is ready to welcome tourists? We've had a growing in our vaccination drive, amongst other things. And we've also had business leadership South Africa writing to the Prime Minister of the UK and other initiatives. But from government side, do you think that they've done enough to convince the UK that South Africa is actually ready to welcome citizens of other countries?
Well, I think that we can do more in terms of showing, the UK that we are ready. And I think the more that we can do means that, this matter needs to go to the highest office of the land to deal with the situation. we cannot wait and we cannot have many more discussions about something that is evident, that is in front of us. The scientists, are there. Our South African scientists have been saying things. We don't know about the UK scientists because we have not seen what they're saying or what they've found. That's more than what our own scientists have found. And I agree with the Minister of Tourism. There has to be an engagement between the scientific community to discuss this issue. But I think we can do more from government side. I think, the president picking up a phone and calling the Prime Minister of the UK will be a great step in terms of resolving this issue. I think there's more that needs to be discussed. The opening of the two countries to each other is important. And I think that's what's critical. So can government do more? Yes, they can do more. And we should do more. And we should work together between the public sector and the private sector to make sure that we solve this issue. If we don't solve this issue now, we'll be talking about different story altogether. More devastation in the tourism industry, more entrepreneurs losing their livelihoods, more kids, looking at their parents who work in tourism saying, well, why can't you afford to pay for school? We need to be able to resolve this issue. What we need from tourism point of view is a resolution to this issue, and urgently.
And of course, it's going to be important to be getting some more government intervention in the absence of that lifting of the travel ban. And I mean, I'm just wondering here, do you believe that the South African government can do any more to support and promote local tourism in the meantime? Very briefly.
Well, I do think, government can do more to support tourism. I think government should travel more. I think there should be, more get-togethers within the confines of the regulations that we have. I think that, the message that says to South African, travel your own country, and it's something that we're working with South African tourism on. And we've seen that a lot more people are willing to travel, but we also need to look at the reality. The reality is that if we don't have corporate travel and if we don't have government travel, leisure travel alone is not sufficient for the tourism infrastructure that we have. So there has to be a more concerted effort to encourage those that can travel to be able to travel. But we need to realize that domestic leisure travel is not sufficient. We need all other aspects of travel, including events. Sporting events must resume, because when people move around to sporting events, they support the hospitality industry, they eat at restaurants, they book hotels and stay in many, different places. So it's important that we do everything that we're doing, because tourism is broad, and the value chain is there to support the broadness of tourism. So I do believe that there's more that can be done.